Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi has postponed a press briefing which was scheduled for this afternoon. Now, no reasons have been communicated yet behind this postponement. Ziniko Mhlaba joins us live from Pretoria. Ziniko, what could be at play here, considering that the province will also fall under the GNU?
That's what we continue to probe, Nhlantla, as far as the conversations are concerned here in Pretoria. You remember that this briefing was supposed to be here in Johannesburg today, and problems started coming out when the Premier announced that, well, he will no longer be announcing his cabinet this afternoon, however, without telling us when exactly it will be announced. However, some people and organizations and stakeholders of the Gauteng government have been wanting to give us some reactions and their thoughts, and one of those is the education portfolio. Now, we're going to be speaking to a student movement, a progressive student movement here in Gauteng, just to get the sense of how important is it for them to know who will be leading their portfolio as the MEC of education. We understand that in the 6th administration, Matome Chilwane has been the MEC, taking over from the Premier himself, Panyaza Lesufi, who was leading that portfolio in the 5th administration. So let's bring in the student movement now to get a sense of how you're feeling, my brother, as student movement, and how important is it for you as students in Gauteng to know who leads your portfolio?
Thank you very much, my good sir. It is quite evident that we're at the mercy of GNU discussions. Seemingly, since we have a hung government, we also have a hung provincial government. So unfortunately for us, we are taken back since we've received news that the Premier of the province has postponed his announcement of the cabinet, of his own cabinet, or MECs. So with regard to the MEC of education, for us it becomes a huge problem because an MEC is more than just a political head. He provides administrative directions. He's supposed to adopt policy objective and also implement them. So it becomes a huge problem for us as organizations to be at a blind spot whereby we do not know who our leader is. Someone whom we would say that is the custodian of education in our own province. Yeah. So it becomes a huge problem for us.
I mean, talk to us about some of the key issues you're concerned about, which you think, would be dealt with. Should there be a gap in terms of knowing who leads the portfolios? We know that the issues of infrastructure, the issues of crime in some provinces, we've seen some students being murdered in various locations here in Gauteng. But from your side, as the student movement, what are your key major challenges you're concerned about the most?
Look, in Gauteng, crime is a huge problem. Overcrowded classroom is a problem. As you can see from our backdrop here, we have a school that had a problem with overcrowding, and they had to extend the classes. So right now, when you have that cocktail of a situation whereby the MEC is not appointed, now you have things not being taken through. So part of the provinces, part of problems, as I've noted before, you have Soshanguve and Winterveld. So there's a huge crime problems there in our own classrooms. So we want the minister or the MEC to be appointed so that we can engage with him, with him or her, about the issues that we face. Because right now, at the moment, we have the blind leading the blind. So we don't know what is going to happen, or what is the resolution, or who to point fingers to. So it becomes a huge problem administratively with regard to our province, Gauteng.
I mean, how would you describe your relationship as a student movement, the students and the government itself? In the previous administration, things were not so cozy in terms of what must be the priority in terms of investment. How do we fix that relationship going forward?
Basically, we are the mouthpiece of the students. We're not necessarily a political party. What we do is that we take the grievances of students and we elevate them to the necessary stakeholders, be it the district or the necessary departments. So our relationship with the students is quite harmonious. The only problem comes with the political heads, whereby they feel like we're politicking. So we're not necessarily fancied at that point. But we aim to build a solid ground and a solid relationship with the stakeholders, whereby we hopefully the things that we say or the grievances that we put forward are therefore taken into consideration. Because even as people, we get to a point whereby we are debilitated, given that we are constantly voicing out our own grievances, and they basically fall onto deaf ears. So it becomes a problem at that point. So what we want is a harmonious relationship, not necessarily with the harmonious working relationship with the leaders at the helm of the education department.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother. That's the Secretary General of the Progressive Student Movement here in Gauteng, just giving us their sense and how they feel as they continue wondering who will be leading the education portfolio here in Gauteng. It's all dependent on when Premier Panyaza will announce his executive. It's back to you, Nhlaba, for now.